Hi, my name is Aries Stead, and up until about 6 months ago, I kind of had a pretty normal life. Full-time job and a loving partner and pets and a somewhat fulfilling career as a part-time rock musician. Then I started having trouble breathing. And breathing is something that you take for granted, you know, you just breathe and it just happens and you don't think about it and it never crosses your mind until you can't anymore. And about a year ago it started getting where I couldn't catch my breath after trying to work out. I couldn't catch my breath after climbing stairs or trying to walk my dogs around the walking track, or then trying to walk my dogs around the block, or then trying to walk across the parking lot, and then trying to walk from my car to the door was an effort, and I would have to stop and catch my breath, and my chest would feel like it was going to explode. And I'd gone to the doctor several times, in the emergency room a few times. I can't breathe is what I would tell them, and they would say, oh well, you know, you have asthma, and they would give me inhalers and send me home. Well, it kept getting worse and kept getting worse. They couldn't figure it out, and they were just calling it asthma. And finally, my primary doctor ordered a chest x-ray, and it showed spots all over my lungs. Not the kind of spots you get with lung cancer, but just all over my lungs. And I ended up in the emergency room again, and they did a CAT scan. And then they admitted me, and the next day a pulmonologist came to visit me, and he says, hi, I'm a pulmonologist, and your lungs look like Swiss cheese. That was not what I was expecting. I thought they would say maybe I had pneumonia and be able to send me home. Apparently my lungs are now down to about 33%. I have almost no left lung left at all, and maybe about 30% of my right lung is intact. The rest are it's just big holes. At first they didn't know what had caused it. I was at one time a smoker, but I had quit and had not smoked nearly long enough to cause this damage, this massive damage. He said maybe if I were 96 and had smoked for 75 years, 3 packs a day. But I'm not 96. I'm 39. And now I'm found out that I have to have a double lung transplant. On top of the fact that my lungs are Swiss cheese, I have what's called pulmonary arterial hypertension. This is not like blood pressure, like high blood pressure, like what your grandma or your grandpa has, or you know, you take blood pressure pills and you're fine. It's when the arteries in your lungs have narrowed so hard that your heart can't pump the blood through your lungs, and with no blood through your lungs means no oxygen in your blood. No oxygen in your blood means no oxygen in your system. And now I am stuck on a leash like this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't go anywhere without it. I have this lovely tank at home, and I'm attached to that with a long hose. You know, I can at least walk around my house. In order to leave my house, I get to take this guy with me everywhere I go. It's a lot of fun. Weighs about 25 pounds, but at least I can leave my house. And this gets refilled from this tank here. And my regimen each day is, you know, I wake up and I take one of these and one of these and some of this and 2 of these and some of this and some of this More of these, some of that, some of these, some of this. These are one of my little exercise toys. They're trying to keep my lungs as good as possible before they replace them. At least keep me in as good shape as I can be. And my fitness routine now has come down to, you know, using these to try and maintain whatever strength I can, because I can't, there's no running 5Ks for me anymore. There's no dancing, no singing anymore. And for a musician and a singer, a harmonica player, this has taken away everything that I love. And now I need a transplant. And that's a scary, scary thought. It's a big procedure. It's not like having your appendix out. And I'm okay with this procedure. And I've been through the evaluation now, and they've denied me. They say that I don't have enough money in my bank to cover the post-transplant medication that my insurance company won't cover. I'm lucky to have insurance because it does help, but it's not going to help enough, and they're not going to cover my post-transplant meds, and they're not going to cover the 3 months that the transplant center requires that I move to Tampa and stay there for daily treatments and daily trips back to the hospital. And without that money, they won't even put me on the waiting list. And without a lung transplant, I've been told that I have maybe a year. I'm 39. I've got a lot of stuff left to do. I want to see my son get married. I want to see grandkids someday. I want to be able to have my life back. I have a lot of people that love me, and I love a lot of people. I'm not ready to go in a year, and I'm asking for help, which is hard for anybody to do. It's very hard for me to do. But without your help, I can't raise this money by myself. And without it, they won't even give me a chance. So, I'm asking if there's anything anyone can do. We're having a fundraiser on Saturday, December 8th at Jay's Bar in Davie. There's going to be a lot of good music and a lot of good people coming out to support me, and if you could come too, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not ready to give up yet.